Charles Nijman. I would like to explain what size of fireback could fit in your open fireplace. It depends, firstly, of course, on the size of your fireplace, of course, but it also depends on how big your fires are. If you make very big fires, you need a larger fireback because it also protects the fireplace better, the back wall of the fireplace better then. And thirdly, it also depends on how much warmth, how much radiation you expect from the fireback. If you expect a lot in that respect, you should take a bigger, heavier fireback. If it's heavier, it will also radiate longer if the fire gets a bit less. Then, secondly, it depends on the shape of your fireplace. This fireplace, of course, has a completely flat back wall, which is rare, and in that case, with a completely flat back wall, you can actually choose any size you want. But in this case, there is some heat-resistant stone behind it, so we decided to take 5 or 10 centimeters at both sides. But for these flat back walls, you don't have too many limitations in choosing a size. Of course, you shouldn't put a very small fireback here in a fireplace of 3 meters, but most fireplaces are rectangular, and I will demonstrate it here. So suppose that these are the sides of a rectangular fireplace, then we recommend that the fireback should not fill up the whole width of the fireplace, but that you leave 5 to 10 centimeters, say 2 to 4 inches at both sides and also on top. And why do we advise that? Because if you don't have a fire in your fireplace, often the rectangular fireplace is a dark hole. And then you won't see, if you have filled up the whole backside, you won't see that there's a fireback in the fireplace if you have completely filled it up. If you leave a rim at all sides, you will still see that there's a fireback in it, which is nice because often they're very decorative and they deserve attention. Okay, now we go to the tapered fireplace.
Yes.
This is an example of a fireplace with a tapered hard floor with tilting slopes, with tapered sides. You can see that the back wall of a tapered hard is much smaller, comparatively very small to the complete firebox. So what we advise is that you take as much width of the back wall as possible for your fireback, so that it has some proportion compared to the whole fireplace, and also as high as possible, or a bit higher than just square, but don't make it too high that it goes into your chimney, because that may influence the flue or the draft. Another type of fireplace is a fireplace where the back wall is slightly tilting forward. This happens actually, this is the case nowadays quite often in smaller fireplaces. In that case, you can still put a fireback in it, but you can then install it a bit tilting forward, like the fireplace. Of course, you should not do it too much, because then it may influence the draft. But a bit doesn't matter. You will hardly see it from the outside, and you can fix the fireback with 2 mountain brackets to prevent it from falling. These mountain brackets are proposed in your shopping cart for each fireback. You can, if you worry that it doesn't look nice, you can try this out with a cardboard or with a piece of black plastic to see how it looks like in your fireplace. In France, people tend to install a fireback like this anyway, because they think the fireback becomes hotter. Well, I think that is not necessary, because the fireback becomes very hot in a fire anyway. So the radiation won't be influenced that much. Well, there are then some other considerations in this for the size of your fireback. I said already, don't put a very small fireback in a very large fireplace, and don't put a fireback that is wider than high in a fireplace that is higher than wide. I mean, that looks awkward, and vice versa. Of course, these are generalizations. If you have a very nice fireback that you adore and want to use, despite all these things, of course it's a matter of personal choice. So do whatever you like. It's your fireplace and you should enjoy it every day. We have one other thing. This is a brown fireback. We also have a lot of black firebacks. The black firebacks have been treated with stove wax, stove polish, which is kind of graphite. In general, when we get antique firebacks in a bad state and are hard to renovate, we treat them with stove polish, because then they look nice again. If they have a nice patina, when we receive them, we clean them and we renovate them with antique wax, which gives them this brownish color. If you prefer black over brown, we can always make a brown fireback black with stove polish at no additional cost. You just have to send us a mail about it. But you can't make the black ones brown. You can order all the firebacks online. If you add it to your shopping cart, you can see the shipping costs. And we sell these mountain brackets also, and they will also be indicated in the shopping cart. So the mountain brackets indicated in the shopping cart are relevant for that fireback.